machinists very, very careful about their stuff like this. If they deal in, very tight tolerances. They're trying to get thousandths of an inch out of things. You know, woodworkers. Hundredths are excitingly small pieces in wood. Tenths are, beyond acceptable, but tenths exist. So anyway, certainly thousandths are just not even part of the game. So this is great. This is great. When this was made, there wasn't a great deal of difference between these and metal lathes. I mean, there were great metal lathes and there were great, woodworking lathes also. This is a pretty common one. Nice enough. All right, so a little bit more just cleaning. Not an awful lot of grease issues. It's really just chasing a little bit of paint. Clean those gears. I've learned a lot about that. Found some rust. Cleaned it up. I mean, the metal's stained, but there's no textural issue with the rust at this point. That's good. I do want to clean those dovetailed pieces that this connects to, because that's clearly an issue. This all wears in and out every time it goes in and out. This, I don't see any signs of it having been scraped. Some parts were, I've seen some things that were scraped, but most of this not so much. I think that's at that stage with the woodworking thing, Woodworkers don't really need those kinds of tolerances. This all looks pretty darn good. A little cleaning. And I'll degrease this stuff and sand it for where the paint is. And get a coat of paint on, mask it off, put paint on. This is kind of gnarly. This raised portion up here gets hit a lot, I guess. Not a problem right now. Good. This nut. Oh, there's a thing inside here that this nut moves back and forth and tightens on this shaft. Very cool. Maybe I'll yank it. Alright, I think it's probably just muck up all of this stuff and I'll bring it back. Just do a little, get rid of the excess mineral spirits and cleaning solution and the grease that it pulled up. I'll do that. I'll bring it back. So, a little bit of fine stone on the tops of these, kind of greasy. Get a little angle on this one so I can get inside. I think I want to put a little lubricant in there. What's my lubricant? Azure. Alright, so I got some lubricant. This, I'm pretty sure, is Marvel Mystery Oil. I'll use it for my honing stones, which is clearly what this is. This is perfect use for it. So I'm just making sure that this surface doesn't have any dings in it. I'm not going to make it new again, but if I can take a ding off, then I can make it slide better. It's the dream. Now, the underside of this, I'll get that by doing that. Feels like there are a couple of dings down at the end there. Do the same thing on the other side. mystery oil. Yeah, I don't think it's an oil at all, but yeah, as I say, it's a mystery. So that's good. This does show signs of it having been scraped. So, unlike that, this does seem like it was. A couple more drops of oil. Nice. All right, that's done. Should clean this a little bit every now and then too. Cool. All right. And now, I need to clean this. I think before I do that, I think I'm going to take the compound part of this and play with it a little bit and make sure that I'm happy with all the pieces and parts in that. This goes on there like this. Cool. And without the gib, it's going to slide. Cool. And then this goes in there. And this not only serves as a cutter, you know, I'm not even sure that you can see this. Let me get this propped up. There you go. This, if you hadn't caught it so already, this is the business that slides in and out. When I turn this crank, this goes in and out. It moves this business. This is adjustable, and it also slides back and forth on a set of dovetailed ways that moves this back and forth so you can get out over things with it. With the cutter, and without the cutter in it, it serves as a tool rest holder for freehand turning. Oh, it's all well thought out. Very cool stuff. So I want to clean this also. This probably won't get as much use as this, but I want to get it clean and lubricated and painted. Let's do that. Fart around with this, take this someplace and get it cleaned, get the grease off it, and then I'll sand it. So if I sand it before I get the grease off it, then I'll just gummy the crap out of my sandpaper and just spread grease. Let's do it in sections. That'd be great. This looks like it's missing a screw out of its gib. Talk about chasing rabbits, huh? Ooh. I'll have to find one of them. Very cool. It's pretty sophisticated stuff. All right. Well, that'll be a project for tonight. All right, so some degreaser and some clean the hands. All right, I got some cleaning to do. I'll bring you back when I get to I guess take apart the compound. Yeah. All right, so let's see how I did on the handle, because you know, I'm sure you've caught on. I'm not much of a painter. I don't even have much for patience. Oh, this is going to take forever. I had to put it on in pieces because of the curve. and the round and the curve, round and round. So I'll have to take it all off in pieces. This is going to turn into a bit of a sideshow. Now there are parts that I didn't get enough tape on that I'm going to have to afterward probably steel wool parts. I usually like, thoroughness and accuracy, but just when it comes to painting, I just have no talent, and all bets are off, I guess, is really what it comes down to. Yeah, for me, at this stage, I think it's pretty much just hope I don't cut myself with a knife. That's what painting means to me these days. All right. Little by little. The fortunate thing is there won't be very much residue from the tape. Very much. We've seen that there is an opportunity from time to time to have some. Wow. Now I'm sort of getting the idea as to why the previous owner, even though he seemed like he was pretty happy with a paintbrush and some gray paint, never touched this. This was still black in the center, and I'm guessing because it just was too much work getting the edge right. Because the tradition of these things is to leave the edge silver, right? Anyway, all right, so that spot. All in all, it doesn't look awful. A little bit of paint there, I can get rid of that. All right, so there's that, close. There's a little bit of tape there. Not awful. Cool, all right, so let's take this over and install it. And then I'll do a little steel wool and get the overspray off. Great. Let's get this in place. That'll make so the headstock's done. That'll make the quill done, the tailstock and the quill. Great. All right. So this part. I'll set this here. Take this little business off. This is pretty snug. This is a gem. It's key. There's that. This is great. Need a wrench. I didn't get any of these right. Not one. Not one. Unbelievable. But we covered that earlier. I can't do that. But I brought an adjustable. And that we can do. That's a little snug. There are no bearings in this, so that's how that works. That's super. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. This is paint removal. Paint on the wheel. Got that. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Really happy. All right, great. So another part of this thing done. We're getting close. We are definitely getting close. Can't wait. All right, back to degreasing the cross slide and the compound, getting ready for paint. Let's do that. So, taking apart this compound slide, got the gib out of it, beautiful gib, with a locking feature. It's a different shape. I assume it's to make room to take this off, is why this is so much bigger than normal. But anyway, lovely little thing. I've got another one of these stems. And this has, I mean, once again, this machine has no bearings on these shafts. There's no thrust bearing. So it's about the dissimilar metals, and this thing is threaded in snugly. So I've done this thing again. I've got a little stub of metal, a little piece. I mean, I'm a carpenter, right? So a little piece of nail and a pipe wrench. Now, I know I'm a carpenter, but I've got a couple of old pipe wrenches, and I'm going to put this on there. And oh, all right, all right. Oh, look at that. That's so sweet. And that's snugged up hard. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ugh. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, that's snug. These, it's lovely. Lovely. Little pinholes. I assume this one also serves as an oil hole. I don't know that. Doesn't seem like it. No, the holes don't go through. These are just holes for some sort of pin wrench, whatever those are called. Anyway, there you go. That's off, which means now I should be able to take some of this apart. This should thread out now. Oh, oh. Nice square Acme threads. These are real Acme threads. They're not the 10-degree ones, not that that matters much. Boy, it's a lovely little thing. Lovely little thing. Little Woodruff key. Lovely, just a lovely little thing. Turned between centers back in the day. Great stuff. And now this should come right off. This, wow, this one has that nut cast right into it, which is why this won't slide out and why the gib had to be so much bigger so that this would actually pass completely out. Great. All right, so this is just a mop it down, clean it up. This is a wash job. Everything here looks really in good condition. So wash this down, do a little sanding on the paint, tape it off, and just go back together again, because there's not a damn thing wrong with it. Once again, I've been very, very lucky. This machine has nothing wrong with it. It's just so exciting. It's never been abused. It's never been in a garage with no roof. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to just do some sanding and painting. You've seen that done before. I'll give you a holler when I get to something more exciting. And I'm going to guess that that'll happen. See you in a bit. Well, let's see how this turns out. These have been cleaned, sanded somewhat, degreased somewhat. It's got a spot in it. It's a dent, or a missing paint spot, which means it's got edges, which means it'll telegraph when I put the primer on. I don't know if you've caught on, but I'm not sanding the primer very much. at all. Okay, good. Good. No sharp edges. All right, so now let's just, these don't take much. Only the stuff that shows on the top and the ends. See how that works out. That's that. Good enough. Looks good. I think that's it. All right, let's try this one.
Mr. Spray. Uh-oh.
Oh, I moved a couple of things over there. I hope
Okay.
you didn't mind. I'm
No
just
worries.
kidding. I didn't touch anything.
Oh, okay. I had this clamped and it popped while I was out.
Yeah, I guess so, because it's got nothing to do with me.
Okay.
I was
So-
only responding to
this
the
is-
uh-oh part, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed the stuff on the floor, they looked like uh-ohs.
Oh,
were
yeah,
kind of
that was
pain.
like throwing over my shoulder because I was frustrated with it.
Aren't you,
You
clever?
know, that's
That's
what
beautiful.
I.
You did well.
Yeah,
It's not gonna matter.
I'm gonna have to rasp it some and
Sure.
sand it right there, but.
Which means you'll have to glue it up ahead of time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'll have to have it in place.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Okay. Mm.
Now
Now
what?
I'm thinking of saturating the front. I'm thinking of saturating the front on all three of those pieces.
So that you can mush it into place.
Just spray it, let it sit, spray it, and then hopefully that'll give me
Sure.
enough. Doing it on the backside doesn't matter because that's not going to stretch. It's really the front that I'm worried about. Okay.
Wood compressors, it doesn't stretch.
Cool, and then I've got this much of a blank, which should be enough
For
me
all
to
of your little
cut
patches?
little pieces out and patch them.
Why are so many pieces missing? Because it cracked at the edges?
Yes, in fact, only one of these is missing because of Matt scraping it. There's one piece here that he popped off, but besides that, there were 3 other pieces that were, you know, I touched them and they fell off.